Hello and welcome to the Matthew Otten Art channel again. I'm here with another video. This is another portrait practice session from Umber Studios. I did the session from Sunday last night actually, so I did it a day late because I was busy doing other stuff on Sunday and couldn't actually attend the live session. But I've followed the recording of the session and I've started in a different way to how I normally do portraits. As you can see here, I've drawn a circle for the cranium and added the jaw to the bottom, and then added circles for the eyes and the nose, using charcoal here on grey paper, and I'll be using a white pastel pencil shortly as well. It was a very good session. I'd watched the actual demo on later on the evening of the Sunday after the event had finished, and it's quite a difficult photograph reference that we're using here because there's light shining from both sides of the face and sort of behind, so it's just catching the planes of the face, and indeed that is what the session was about. It was using the planes of the face to show highlights and shadows. Here you can see that I'm using the white pastel pencil to indicate the highlights on the right hand side of the face, his left. And then I also start moving over to add the highlights on the other side, because there's highlights from both sides, as I say. And there's sort of a strong core shadow going through the whole of the front of the face. I worked quite quickly. It was an hour-long demo, and the sessions are normally an hour. They do a portrait one on a Sunday evening and a live drawing one on a Wednesday evening. And I was sort of ahead of schedule, really, compared to the person demonstrating. Mine isn't as good as theirs ended up, but I'm learning, and that's the point of this channel, really, and all this experimentation. Not really use much chalk and charcoal either, or pastel and charcoal, so it's a bit of a learning curve on all fronts, really. I'm actually overall quite pleased with it by the end of it, though. It may not be as good as the person demonstrating. You wouldn't expect it to be. They're a professional artist and they're paid to tell people how to do it. But it is quite successful in terms of showing where the light is coming from, I think, by the end. I was actually drawing this while I was talking to the patrons on my Patreon, because we had an impromptu drink and draw social. We often sit there and talk to each other while we're doing some work, and they were going to go online, and I thought I'll catch up on the portrait session that I missed the night before and actually do it while talking to them. If you are interested in learning with other amateur artists or people who are learning themselves, then do consider subscribing. There's a link to it in the description of the video. Very friendly group, very supportive group, and very prolific group as well. We're very good at inspiring each other to work on stuff, maybe when we're too tired or whatever, but we all get on there and work hard. Not too much more to go now. Using a brush with the charcoal there as well, just to blend it in a bit. It's willow charcoal that I'm using. And we're not far off the end, I think, now. Just a bit of titivation here and there. It's a bit fussier than the actual demo artists was. They were very much joining the shadows together in the darkest parts, whereas mine's a bit more descriptive of details, really, which it shouldn't be. The exercise was to create something believable with the minimum shadow and highlight, and get the viewer to actually build the face, even if it's not there in the darkest shadows. But I'm being critical. Overall, I'm quite liking what I've created here. If you're interested in learning yourself, then very much do join Raw Umber Studios. There's some really good demos. Well, this is the final drawing. Overall, I'm quite pleased with it. I did do a slight amount of titivation just after the session finished. There was some odd shadows that I'd added around the eyebrows. It made them look like I had very large eyebrows. So I did fix that, but it was all done within the hour of the live session. They basically add the live sessions as videos that you can watch late at a later date, which is how I've done this session, as I did it later than the actual live session. If you're interested in joining Raw Umber Studios, I'll leave a link to their page in the description. They're not sponsoring this video. I'm not being paid to say that. I just think it's a really good resource for people learning to paint and draw. They do these live sessions on Wednesdays and Sundays. The Wednesday one is a life drawing session, and the Sunday one is a portrait session, where people just log in and draw and paint at the same time as somebody is demonstrating how to draw it in their way. You can view all of these after the event. So you've got sort of a library of how-to videos, which are really useful. You've also got all of the reference images that are used in a searchable reference library, and that the images are very well lit generally. So it's a really good resource. So anybody's interested, there will be a link in the description of the video if you're interested in that. Okay, well, thank you for your time in watching the video. Do subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.